brought to you by AMC. These videos might as fucking well be. What are we talking about first?
I don't know.
Wait, you want me to flip a penny on it?
Yeah. We saw a fucking amazing movie and a pretty dumb movie.
Yeah, so let's flip here and see what we're going to talk about first. Oops. Oh no, it's lost to the maze. Let me grab another one. Alright, Heads, Walk Among the Tombstones, Tails, Maze Runner. Oh, sweet. We got the good one first. You know what? Someone's watching this video is probably like, I wonder which one is going to get picked.
Ooh, which is it?
So we saw two back-to-back, like, back to fucking back. There was no time to come out to the car between movies.
Like, hit the lobby, refilled the cup, went back into another theater.
Yeah.
Just in time to, like, just get in a seat by the time, like, the next one was starting.
Oh, yeah, we made it just in time for the Penguins of Madagascar trailer, and then Maze Runner started. We had Walk Among the Tombstones first, which started at 8, and Maze Runner was at 10, which is why Sarah and Dave weren't a Maze Runner. So that movie started at 10, and Walk Among the Tombstones about hour 55 minutes long or something. Add in trailers, we got it out about 10:15.
Yeah,
and just hightailed it to the next movie.
It was getting kind of close at a point. Like, I looked down at my phone, I'm like, it's like, shit, it's like 5 after 10.
I saw you looking over at your phone. I'm like, I think he's starting to get worried. He really wants to see Maze Runner. Dude, we can't miss the beginning.
Oh, you missed the beginning, you missed the whole setup.
You're gonna miss the part where he gets shot up in the elevator up into the... We'll talk about that movie later. But,
that's the other one it lost.
So, I looked at my clock, when the trailers in front of Walk Among the Tombstones started, and was like, oh, it's like 8:20 or something like that. So I was like, okay, we have at least till like 10:20 to see at least the first like maybe trailer in front of the other movie before the movie starts. Walk Among the Tombstones is awesome.
Holy shit, that was really good.
Yeah, this movie kicks a lot of fucking ass. That movie was so fucking good. If you ever know somebody who has wronged you or has been kidnapped, it doesn't matter if they're alive or dead. If someone was kidnapped and is dead, and say someone else you know has been kidnapped, just call Liam Neeson.
He's pretty much got this figured out.
Yeah. This movie is like it's based off of the Scudder character from the Lawrence Block novels, but the movie is kind of, I thought the movie looked really good from the trailers, but the trailers did, when it's Liam Neeson talking on the phone to a kidnapper, it's like, seriously taken.
Yeah, this was basically like, if Taken was done by the team that did, like, the first 8mm. There's an 8mm too, lest we forget.
Let's not forget about Velvet Side of Hell. Yeah, it was kind of cool watching this because I know I'm in a small boat on this because this other movie I'm going to mention is at like a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes, but they did do a Scudder movie in the 80s. I don't know if you saw it or not. I shot you the text earlier about it. 8 Million Ways to Die. You ever see that?
I know the title, but I don't know that I've ever watched it.
Watch it. 8 Million Ways to Die is fucking great. It's Jeff Bridges playing the Scudder role, and Hal Ashby directed it, and Oliver Stone wrote it. Oliver Stone kind of later went on to distance himself and say that they kind of threw out his script and had actors improvise their lines, but I've seen this movie many, many times. I don't know about I mean, he could totally be telling the truth, but this is like Scarface Oliver Stone writing this. Like, 8 Million Ways to Die with Jeff Bridges is like, it's Miami Vice on crack. It's like 1986 the movie was made, and it's watching this movie, like, you can, whatever, I haven't read the book, but I understand that movie, the one from the 80s, is not much like it. Although you could still see that they were at least working from the same material, because that movie, like this one, he's a hardcore alcoholic. Like, it does the AA thing in it with Jeff Bridges. He has the gold little coin that he has in this. It does the thing where he's drunk on the job and he accidentally gets a kid killed. But it is 8 Million Ways to Die is single-handedly, it's gotta be in the top 5 maybe of the most fucking vulgar, sleaziest fucking movies. Sleaziest fucking cop movies. Holy shit. He's a PI in that one too, but like it's got like really raw, like, Vice Squad dialogue in it. It's got Alexandra Paul doing a full frontal nude scene in this movie and saying, do you like how the street light makes my pubic hair glow? Like,
she one of Ramrod's girls.
Yeah, this is one of like a few movies that I used to watch quite a bit. They used to show this on like HBO Cinemax all the time, and between that, Vice Squad, Savage Streets, and stuff like that, it was one of those movies where I'm like, man, I really want to do a movie like this. So then Midnight Heat was born. If you haven't seen 8 Million Ways to Die, fucking watch 8 Million Ways to Die. Like, not many people like it, but that movie is gloriously sleazy. Andy Garcia is the bad guy in it, and there's this warehouse scene in the movie where there's like a standoff between them, and Garcia's guy has a shotgun like duct taped to a girl's neck and then duct taped to dude's own hand. That way she won't get away. And then Jeff Bridges has rigged explosive charges in Garcia's mountains of cocaine, and he's like, just let the girl go, man. Oh no, I oh yeah, hey, don't fucking do that. It's like 10 minutes of them cursing at each other, and it's great. Totally watch this fucking movie.
I'm gonna fucking download this as soon as I get home.
dude, it is worth it, trust me. So this movie it's Liam Neeson playing the Scudder role, and it, as well as in 8 Million Ways to Die, it's the better movie with the term Million Ways to Die in the title. Like that, it has to do with him at the beginning of it. He's drunk on the job, he accidentally gets somebody killed, and now this movie takes place in 99. That they remind you of a few times. There's a few.
Everybody's worried about Y2K in this movie.
There's a few Y2K references in it. Even some of the stuff that a few of the people are wearing in the movie. But so he's as a PI, and he's hired by who is clearly a guy who probably works in drugs. He's hired by... Oh, God, sorry.
Oh, this dude has this fucking amazing fucking home.
Yeah.
He's like, what kind of work do you do? He's like, construction.
I don't think I can take this job.
Why? Because you're a drug dealer.
You're clearly a drug dealer. In any number of my movies, you'd be playing the villain.
In any other movie where he still had a badge...
I swear I've seen Dominic Cooper play that guy like 5 times. So the guy's wife was kidnapped by these 2 dudes. Fuck me, we'll get into these 2 dudes. They get kidnapped by these 2 dudes and just murdered. Like, the money is given to them, yeah, but they get the wife back, but in a lot of bags with organs and shit in it.
Yeah, they basically, like, the dude's a drug dealer, so he's not exactly gonna call the cops for fucking help. And so, like, they're like, oh yeah, well, you know, it's like, she weighs, like, you know, this amount of pounds, which is equal to, you know, X amount of kilos of cocaine. So how much would that be worth in cocaine prices? Like, $1 million? Like, okay, she's worth $1 million then. And he doesn't have that amount, so they haggle prices for a bit. And they eventually like give him instructions like where to go to find her, and they keep dicking him around. Like they say like, oh yeah, like go like walk over here and like wait 10 minutes and then go back to your car and she'll be in the car.
Yeah.
Psych. And then they call him again, like it's like, yeah, we're just kidding, she's back at your house. He goes there. Psych. They call him there, like oh no, she's in fucking like Red Hook.
That was fucking disturbing.
He drives there and they give him the instructions like, oh yeah, go to this one street, there'll be an abandoned car, pop the trunk, she'll be inside. And he pops it open, but what's inside appears to be just dozens of like little bricks of cocaine.
Yeah.
So he picks one up and
It's not cocaine.
pops a knife and just kind of pokes it, and he just starts gushing blood out of it. I'm like, oh, they went to fucking trouble for this.
Jesus fucking Christ. The movie is, this is an old school slow burn, man. This is the kind of movie that William Friedkin would have made like in the late 70s, early 80s. It's that kind of like detective cop movie.
Yeah, I like that it doesn't like immediately jump into like crazy stuff.
No,
like,
no, not at all.
It's one of those like, the longer you sit there, the more unease you feel about the whole thing. Especially every time it fucking shows those guys.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, we gotta get into these two fucking guys. This movie is not... If you've seen the trailer for this movie, and you don't want to see it because maybe you don't like Taken or whatever, get that right out of your fucking head.
Throw that immediately away. It's Liam Neeson, he talks on the phone. That's it.
Yeah.
There is a girl who is missing, sure, but totally different situation, man.
Yeah. Like, this is as much like Taken as the French Connection is like the Glimmer Man. Like, so, which means they're nothing alike.
Throwing out the Glimmer Man.
Well, I had some deer penis earlier. Hi, Glimmer Man. So, so it's a movie where it just really fucking it takes time to actually let mood set in this movie. It's an entirely uneasy feeling movie because there's not that much of a soundtrack when this movie is going on.
Yeah, no, it's fairly silent.
It's bleak. It's raining a lot.
Yeah, when it's not raining, it's just overcast.
Mm-hmm.
And even when things are fine, it still comes across as really tense. Like, even when it's like just a normal scene of like someone like that scene where like he has that kid just gives this kid the instructions of go into my apartment, look in the closet, there's a box, grab it, leave. And the whole time the kid's there, like, he's walking slow, like, he's not turning any of the lights on. It's just like this really simple, just sort of like string sort of music going on in the background. And it's such a somber but tense looking scene. Like, you keep expecting somebody to like be in the apartment or like jump out and like get the kid or like
I was expecting that kid to get killed so many times.
Yeah.
Even little things like even when he's having dialogue with the husband and the husband is sitting there with like his hand bandaged up, and unless I missed it, I don't think it ever explained why his hand is bandaged up, or did it?
Oh, when he beat the shit out of that mirror.
Oh, okay, I got you. Well, it doesn't explain it right away. So
yeah, no, it's just like, this really long dialogue scene with him talking to Liam Neeson, and his hand is just wrapped in, obviously bleeding through it.
What the fuck did that guy just do? Did you murder your wife?
Did you kill my wife?
I saw the trailer for this movie. This movie's got Ben Affleck in it. Oh man, that means this movie's gonna have Tyler Perry in it.
And his voice double. It's okay.
Oh, sweet. That's the serious Tyler Perry.
So we can sound like a grown-up.
I'm gonna follow him to the gates of hell. These two guys, who are the killers in this movie, they're both serial killers who go after known drug dealers that pop up on DEA lists. They don't kill the drug dealers. And I'm talking like Tony Montana drug deal. I'm not talking about just some guy on the street.
Yeah, street pusher.
Yeah, no, I'm talking like high up. they kidnap the wives of these people, and they get their ransom, and then torture the ever-loving shit out of them and deliver the body parts to them. That's these two guys, and that's fucked up and disturbing anyway, because, I mean, it doesn't go all out Lucio Fulci, but it's disturbing. Like,
there's plenty of implications.
Yeah.
And just the fact, like, this, especially of the two of them, one is very quiet and one's pretty talkative, but he's like that weird, like, serial killer level of, like, outspoken and charismatic. Like, he really doesn't give a shit.
The guy who talks a lot. Yeah. When it was because the first time you hear this guy, you do hear his voice and you kind of see his mouth, and part of me was sort of like, is it Michael Shannon?
Like, I kept trying to place who it was, like, the whole time until it finally showed him.
I know I've seen the guy before. It was throwing me off a little bit because he looks a little like Charles Rocket, even though I know it's not Charles Rocket. But I know I've seen this guy in stuff before. Same with the husband. I couldn't place it, but these two guys are villains and a half. These are real movie villains. These guys are scary.
Yeah, they put fucking like villains in fucking horror movies to shame. Like,
yeah,
these guys are scarier than about any fucking horror film.
Oh yeah, these guys. I've seen action movies this year and in the past couple of years that I've liked, but some of them can still kind of fall short in the villain aspect for me. Even movies that I really, really liked. This one, this in so many ways, this is the kind of movie that you would have seen about 20 or 30 years ago, because as much effort as it puts of making Liam Neeson this incredibly three-dimensional character. Yeah, he's the kind of guy that he's the alcoholic guy, the private detective guy. You've seen characters like this in movies before, but it never, for me, feels like, oh, I'm just watching a cliche. Oh, I've seen this guy. He's still a guy. He's still a real three-dimensional character in this movie. And they put just as much really good writing into the villains of this film, because they are intimidating. These aren't villains who you're just sitting there like, well, Liam Neeson gonna kill this guy in about 20 minutes or something like that.
Like going back to another Liam Neeson movie, Taken 2. You know, you got fucking, like, I don't know the guy's actual name, Boris the Blade. Boris the Bullet Dodger.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you see that in the trailer, like, okay, well, Liam Neeson's gonna win.
I'm fine with that, because I love it whenever he plays the villain.
Boris the sneaky fucking Russian.
I mean, it's the same character he's played in, that guy's played in like 20 movies. He plays the same character in an M&M's commercial.
I love that. Shit.
This isn't like that. This is not like, this is not that kind. It's really not even an action movie. I mean, it's a thriller. It's a suspense thriller. It's intense as shit. I mean, this is the kind of really, like, if you like bleak fucking movies like I do, like this, like your 8mm and stuff like that, this is up there with that. This is one of the best of its kind since 8mm, I would say.
Yeah, because, these guys, I'd put them, like kind of in that same, like, disquieting category of how normal they look and how, like, inhuman they act. Is like, fuck, I always blank on his name. From 8mm, the guy that played the Machine.
Oh, God. Machine. Yeah,
Like,
I forget the guy's name.
Like, that fucking scene where, like, you know, Cage finally catches up to him. Like, he's just putting his glasses back and like, what did you expect?
Mommy didn't kill me. Daddy didn't beat me. Yeah, these aren't... That's what's so really unsettling about this. They're doing the most fucked up shit in this movie, but they don't look... Yeah, they don't look like Boris the Blade. They don't look like, you know...
That one guy practically looked like fucking, like, a young Charles Grodin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The other guy, I'm pretty sure I've seen play, like, a high school teacher in a movie. It's really unsettling shit like that. And the fact that you know from the beginning what these guys are capable of. You know from the very beginning. because of that, because you've seen what these guys do in the first 15 minutes of the movie, when they kidnap this little kid in what kind of makes up the second half of the movie, you're not sure if this kid is gonna live by the end of this.
Oh, fuck no. Well, and the talkative one, he keeps like just really, really pissing off Liam Neeson. Like,
which you really don't want to do.
Like, because he's insisting, like, on proof of life.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm calling you from a payphone, obviously, so I can't just drag her over here.
Yeah.
Sorry. He's like, all right, well, we're done. Click. Like, he's fucking giving him, like, the Mel Gibson in Ransom.
My son is dead. Fuck you.
It's like, what did you just do? Like, I'm pissing him off. He'll call back.
He does. Like, they ask, because this isn't like the scene from, I know you've probably seen this clip in the trailer. This isn't like in Taken. This isn't like, it's, and don't get me wrong, I like Taken, but it's these night and day, these two movies.
Yeah.
When Neeson is on the phone with the guy in this versus in Taken, yeah, it's cool in Taken. It's, it's a fun action movie. It's cool seeing Liam Neeson go all Charles Bronson on these guys, That's a cool scene. That's a cool scene in Taken. In this, it's not like that. It's not made to have like a one-liner or...
Yeah, it's nothing quotable. He's not playing the hero. He's just playing the guy who's just trying to do the job.
Yeah, and unlike
and he has no stake in it either. He honestly has, like, if they're like, she's already dead, he'd be like, okay. He'd hang up and he'd just fucking go home.
Yeah.
He has no stakes in this at all.
He is just hired. He's given about $20K to do this, They caught him on a day when he wasn't really doing that much. Just hanging out in this diner in New York, having some dinner. My brother wants to talk to you. And again, in this, when Taken, that movie's not going to end with his daughter getting killed. That's not going to happen in that movie.
After everything this movie shows you, it seems highly likely that they're going to get bits and pieces of a child in the fucking mail.
Yeah, and by the time, and I might as well get into spoilers here, so if you haven't seen the movie, I would suggest stopping this and going to see this movie, because obviously we're recommending it.
highly recommending it.
Yeah, by the time they do get the kid back at the end, she's got fucking fingers missing.
Yeah, like, they're fucking like they're doing like the trade-off, like, like they come to an arrangement like, okay, we'll meet in like a kind of, secluded location, 50 yards apart. You'll give me the girl, she'll walk off. I'll hand you the cash if you want to, it's like, whoa, you might try to jump me. He's like, then have a gun. I don't care.
Yeah.
Try and shoot me then. And they have all these arrangements set, so, like, they start the trade-off, and, they're sending the girl over, and he notices, like, her hands have some blood on it. He's like, what's wrong with her hands? And the guy's just like, meh. Like, just shrugs with this shitty little smirk, like, what? Birds gonna fly?
Yeah, he's like, what?
Fish gotta swim, like...
We already started before we got the phone call.
Yeah, like, he looks down and she's got, like, this action going on. He's like, I started before we had settled on our terms.
What are you gonna do?
It's like, fuck, buddy, like...
And Neeson's got some backup, but it isn't like, I'm gonna call my old CIA buddies. It's not,
I know a few guys, and like, fucking the Expendables show up.
Oh my god. No, like, he's got like a guy with a rifle, like, but he's tweaking heroin at
He's
it.
got a junkie.
Yeah. Like,
who's about fucking half strung.
He does a really cool thing during this, which easily could have been heavy-handed to the point of just being really cheesy, and I thought they actually pulled it off. A lesser filmmaker, I don't think, could have pulled it off, at least as well as I thought that they did in this. During the final shootout in this, it's jumping back and forth between the fight and narration of him in AA when there's a new member in there and they're going over what the 12-step program is. It was that a lesser filmmaker that really could have taken me out of the movie.
Yeah. That part with like how that lined up nice, like with the brother and everything. Like,
yeah.
It's like, yeah, that could have came off really fucking like heavy-handed, but no, it hit a nice tone, especially the way like they kind of kept chopping it up and everything.
Yeah, I think a lot of things in this. The person who made this also did like I believe they also did Get Shorty and oh man, I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but there's some really good stuff that this guy's done before, and so yeah, they keep a consistent bleak tone throughout this movie. So
even that scene when he's talking to that caretaker. Mm-hmm. Up on like the rooftop and like
fuck,
like the guy like has a knife,
mm-hmm.
and it's this very. It's a scene that in any other movie would have come across as goofy, but in this it didn't at all. Like this really awkward kind of meatloaf-looking guy,
yeah,
like standing there with a knife, getting ready to stab Liam Neeson, who has like a handful of like these very incriminating Polaroids that the guy was hiding in his little like loft apartment thingy. Mm-hmm. He's like, "What are you gonna do with that? You gonna stab me with your big fucking knife?" He's like, "Yeah, I can't let you leave." He's like, "How about a trade? I'll give you the photos and you give me the knife. Or I can take the knife and stab you in the neck."
You could do that?
Yeah,
yes, I could.
But I don't want to. I don't want to stab you in the neck, but I will. So why don't you just go ahead and put it on the ground? He's like, oh.
So they make the trade. They make the trade, and they're talking for a little bit, and the guy says that the killer's name is Ray, and then he just steps off of the building and kills himself. There's no music playing. There's no soundtrack. This just happens, and it's disturbing.
Like, and it's not like he doesn't jump off the building. He doesn't, like, there's no theatrics. Off. Like, it's just in the middle of a conversation, like his name was Ray, and he's like, "What'd you say? What about the other guy?" He's like,
fuck!
Like, I saw that scene in the trailer, and, like, I'm like,
oh
my god.
Yeah, what they don't show you in the trailer is him walking by the car with the guy's mangled body crushed on the hood of a car. So it keeps this pretty consistent bleak tone throughout it. There's no really style switch or anything. There's nothing that takes you out of it in terms of breaking tone, which I think is why stuff like the AA narration at the end work. Also, his relationship with the kid, TJ. Also, the TJ, which for some of it was like gritty reboot Cop and a Half. Yeah. I thought those two were pretty good together in the movie.
Yeah, it gave him somebody that he could relate to, because if you took that kid out of it, fuck me, would this movie just be so heavy? Like just the atmosphere and the tension would just fucking crush you. Like, you'd walk out of it and be like, "Oh, I guess I can just go kill myself. I don't know where to go from here."
Yeah, the kid provides a couple of laughs in the movie, but again, it's not like, it doesn't really take you. It's not like what the hell is Chris Tucker doing in this movie?
Yeah, he's not there for like, just fucking comic relief.
No, yeah,
but yeah, he's just like, in a world full of all of this heavy shit going on, he's just the one normal person.
Yeah, it's like when you have like the one normal person on like a season of The Killing, it's still a pretty dark show.
Yeah.
And the kid's also his character, like, of course, like, you can tell that he's certainly there at first, yeah, like you said, to give Liam Neeson someone to talk to as the movie goes on, and to bring out more of his character as well. But the character of the kid is a competent character. if it wasn't like it's there's not a point where it's like, oh, now I gotta save this damn kid. It's not one of those movies where that you've seen in movies before where
I kept waiting for like the kid to get fucking like
snatched,
taken hostage.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you didn't care about that last kid. Well, how about this one? No, you give TJ back. Like, I kept waiting for that scene.
Give me back my black son.
Well, especially like I was saying earlier, that scene where he goes back to Liam Neeson's apartment to like get a box.
Yeah.
Like, I kept waiting for like, oh, and then they'll be there and like snatch him too.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. And
like every time that kid wasn't standing next to Liam Neeson, I was expecting him to get snatched by these two.
Me too. I was expecting him to get killed like halfway through this movie. And at the end, but the way that they write it, that stuff doesn't happen. In fact, they wouldn't have found the killers if it weren't for the kid.
Yeah, he saves the day.
Yeah, there's this sequence at the end where they have one of the killers kills the other one, and then Liam Neeson is there with the husband and says like, again, like you said earlier, it's like he has really no stake in this.
He's like, I'm perfectly fine. There's enough incriminating shit here. He just killed his partner. Let's just call the cops and they'll come and sort all of this out. Or I can just leave.
Or I can just go home and let you guys talk it out.
Y'all seem to have some unresolved issues.
I wouldn't have turned him in. I would have. I was sitting there in the audience like, don't turn this guy in. Don't do that. No one would do that. No one would turn this guy in. I mean, of course, it gets the husband killed, but.
But yeah, no, I'm in the same boat as you. Like, yeah, that kind of a situation. Like, oh no. And you don't just shoot the guy either. No, you work this guy like it's your fucking job. Like you put in 8 hours on the clock.
Yeah, you pull in overtime for this shit.
I mean, I'll tell you, like you work this guy. He was like, oh, we finally caught him. Satisfied? No. Like, how many baggies did you use on my wife?
We're gonna need double. All right, send out for more white cocaine bags. I don't know where you buy those. I'm sure there's somewhere. I'm sure there's some wholesale drug dealer store. The drug dealers got to get their props somewhere.
It's the same place that they sell those little Ziploc baggies that are this fucking big.
Yes.
The fuck do they sell those, man? I've never fucking been at Walmart and be like, oh man, here's gallon size, quart size. Okay, here's the sandwich ones. What are the ones that are the size of like, I don't know, just like one rock, maybe?
What do you need those for, sir? I need to put my tiny batteries in them.
I like to store my grapes individually.
I'm very anal retentive when it comes to my grapes. I don't like them touching each other. A lot of germs can happen when the grapes touch each other. You don't know what stems they've been fucking around with. I'm making little finger sandwiches. I actually bought some mini corn on the cobs. Like, you want me to get you some tiny little plastic bags? I can get one of those by like 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Any final thoughts on it? Before we talk about the stupid movie?
Just absolutely go and see this. But I mean, be forewarned. Like when we say that it's dark, I mean it's dark by like our standards of dark. I mean,
it's this year's Prisoners.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a reason why Liam Neeson's character is no longer a cop, and eventually it does show you, and it fucking shows you.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things is like, it's just a quick little thing, but yeah, it's
people get shot in this movie. People get fucking shot. When the opening scene is...
like a minute and a half into this movie, a guy just gets ripped to pieces by getting a shotgun at like point blank range right in the chest. I mean,
I liked the first person shooter angle it went when the guy was running down the stairs and Liam Neeson had his gun out. Bam. That's cool. This is easily one of the better movies I've seen this year.
Oh yeah.
I went into it thinking it was going to be pretty good because I was sold on the trailers. It even exceeded that. This is the kind of really, really gritty thriller that I'm not going to say you don't get anymore, but maybe at least like wide release theatrically, not often, maybe once a year or so.
Yeah, it's you gotta wait in between shit like this.
Yeah, and it's in the case of this, it's fucking worth it. When we left the theater, the brief moment where we were in between both movies.
2 minutes in between them.
I said something like, I was like, I think that this is what both of us really wanted Dead Man Down to be last year.
Yeah, this was the sort of movie they sold us last year. It's not the sort of movie we got.
No, this was great. This is gritty Liam Neeson. This is serious shit Liam Neeson. This is one of his best movies in years, in a long time. And I love me some Liam Neeson action movies, but this is a whole other ballpark. This is a great movie.
Yeah, it's definitely the sort of one, like, yeah, like, once it comes out on video, like, yeah, it'd be a great, like, if you wanted to have a really intense and depressing afternoon, just, yeah, like, 8mm, Prisoners.
This, Zodiac. Fuck yeah.
But
this is the kind of movie where sometimes you need to remind yourself that evil exists in the world.
This reminds you. Oh god.
Wholesale. Holy fucking Christ. Fuck, I need a drink after watching this.
Shit, I mean, it's the sort of thing, like I've been watching, like, I've been trying to go back through and rewatch all of Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
It is like, alright, most serial killers aren't the sort of thing that you could actually watch on a weekly basis. It's like seeing this by comparison is like, you know what, I mean, the cops really wouldn't even be after Dexter. I mean, they'd be concerned with these fucking guys. Jesus Christ.
They've already blamed the, Bay Harbor Butcher? Is that what they called him?
Yeah.
On, Dokes. Dokes did it. He did it.
I was really sad whenever his
charred, burning corpse got blown up. And
I really liked him.
I liked Dokes.
Like, I'm on to you, motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker!
My favorite fucking lines ever. Yeah, but him just always, like, following him around, like, just watching him, like, waving at him through, like,
fuck you!
It's like, I'm on to you, you motherfucking weirdo.
I know what you're doing, motherfucker. Donut. Fuck you! I own you, Dokes. Bam!
Just walks away like, Dokes. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. Get back here, motherfucker!
Everybody saw that. He just attacked me.
I like being reminded of good Dexter. Ready to talk Maze Runner?
Yeah.
Alright, let me put the pause in here.